In part two of how to price t-shirts, we're going to be using a simple pricing calculator, so job expense and pricing calculator. And the purpose of this particular spreadsheet calculator is again to teach you how to price and how to utilize your cost. So this spreadsheet is going to ask for some information that you need to key in. Initially you can just guess, but I would recommend or highly recommend that you try to get some of these figures in as close as you can. So when we come over to our calculator again, we can enter data anywhere that there is the light blue, and our productive hours a week for our shop is a key element that needs to be in there. And I have 32 in there on this example. You can change that to whatever your shop is. Then you want to put in your hourly wage that you want to earn. Okay, this is what you want to earn an hour for your work. Now when we're going to be pricing the job, we'll key in how many hours you worked on the job. And if you have employees, you would put in the hourly wage for those. There's a little explanation down here about if you have more than one, how to calculate this. And if the employees also worked on the job, how many hours that they worked on it. It'll calculate that in. If you had to do any driving for the job, you would key in the mileage. And you key in a mileage rate. This is a little old one. You can look out, I think, on the web and get the standard mileage rate and just use the one that the IRS allows you to use. Then you want to enter the total wattage of all your drying equipment. This would be flashes, conveyor dryer, anything like that that you use for the job, and the wattage of all shop lighting. Then you want to enter the kilowatt hour rate. You can easily get this from your electric bill. Just calculate on there. You can just instead of going through all their bull and figuring out all the surcharges and whatever else, just take the total they billed you for and divide it by the total kilowatt hours that they told you, and it's going to come up with what it cost you an hour to run that shop. Now if you're only using a small portion of your business, you'll kind of maybe need to play with that and divide by the portion of your home if you're printing out of your home. But keep in mind that your drying equipment and stuff is going to use a lot of power, so it's going to be a significant consumer of the electrical bill that you're going to pay. And then you put in your phone cost, monthly office supplies, monthly insurance cost, monthly rent or mortgage payment. There again, if you're going out of your house, take a percentage of the mortgage payment. So if you're in the garage and you got a 2,000 square foot home with the garage included, and your garage is 500 square foot, for example, then you would take your mortgage payment or rent payment and take a quarter of that and put that in the monthly rent. Art cost, or if you expended any money to do the artwork on it. Separation cost is your actual cost for the separation film and stuff like that to create the film. Screen cost is how much it costs you to make the screen, which would be emulsion, anything else that goes on in that aspect of it, tape, whatever else. Not screen fees, we don't care about that right now. Then you key in the number of screens that you're going to use for the job, number of shirts, what you paid for each shirt, and any shipping to your door that you had to pay. Then we're going to go down and we're going to enter the desired profit margin down here in this box. Now this is margin, not markup, and if you remember from my first video on this, margin is more accurate in consistently getting you the same amount of profit off of a job regardless of the cost. So if you're saying 40% margin here, you're going to consistently get 40% margin, profit margin. If you were to calculate this as markup, as the cost went up, the percentage of profits that you would get would go down. And so this is, there again, as I stressed in the first video, very important to understand that. So like I said, you know, this is a real simple little deal. It just gives you an idea. Again, I don't recommend using it to actual price jobs. You can if you want. If it's all you got and you're first starting out, you know, there's not a lot of information out there. There's a lot of conflicting information. And unfortunately, even myself included, you know, initially made the mistake of calculating using markup and not realizing that it does affect the end bottom line significantly, and you know, you don't get a consistent deal. In the software that we create, I'm slowly changing it all to where it offers the option of you being able to calculate using margin or markup. And there again, I'm highly recommending that everybody go to the calculating your pricing based on margin and not markup. So we have this in here, and you'll notice if I change this to 24 shirts, the other figures come out and come over here and you know, calculate everything up and tell me where I should be with the pricing, you know. Anyway, as we go through things in here, like I said, I'm going to go back through the spreadsheet, look over, make sure all the math, because I just changed it today to calculate with margin, so I need to validate all those. But this spreadsheet is available out there, and this is just one more thing I want you guys to get a hold of and play with it, because as we go through this series of how to price t-shirts, each one of these little spreadsheets that I'm going to make available and information I'm going to make available is basically designed to start building, allowing you to build an understanding of how everything goes together to make the actual price of the t-shirt, and how to price that out, and how to do it in a method that you're going to make money. One of the things that will be going on down in one of the other videos is we're going to actually get into how to calculate. So one of the other things that we will be going over here in the future, and this is going to be available. This is my shop did contract printing. In other words, we printed for other people, and this is basically what's called a matrix grid, and it was a thing that I handed out to my contract customers. Excuse the noise in the background. It's one of my cats going nutso in a box with some paper in it. So anyway, this is going to be available for download too. There again, it's wholesale on here, but it was something that we used back in 2012 when we were running our shop. Until the next one, go ahead and get the spreadsheets, download them, and start playing with them, because we're going to use that information you're going to learn from the spreadsheets and everything else to build all this down, so that when you finally get ready to start putting together accurate pricing out there, consistent and fast, you can understand how to do it and how to take that information and put it into a software package that you may get out there, whether it's one of ours pieces of software, which I highly recommend, or whether it's somebody else's. You'll have the understanding, and you'll be able to put that information in there and utilize that piece of software to be able to price your t-shirts very fast. And so that's the whole goal of this entire training session, is to teach you how to do the pricing, but more importantly, understand it. And so, like I said, I'm going to go back through this, double check a little bit of math, but it will be available by the time this video goes live for download, with everything checked and making sure that it is working with markup. Until the next session, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.